Hello, this is Alexis, and today I'm reviewing Warrior of Mist by Reid. And this is a book about a young woman who has a skill as a monster hunter. That's something they're tested for when they're 17. And she becomes a monster hunter, but she's the weakest, least effective monster hunter out there. And the way this magic is set up is she can't just work really hard and become better. You improve a little bit maybe, but once you're kind of there, you're there. That's really frustrating because she's got a family that she's got back home that needs to be taken care of. And she's got a mother who's in a hospital with a chronic illness that needs to have financial support. And that creates a great deal of conflict for her because she's not very good at what she does. She can't really improve. This is a type of magic that she has. She's just on the low end of society. That's something very relatable to a lot of people these days, is we tend to be kind of on the lower end of society. And she is offered the opportunity to accept help. Exactly how she gets helped isn't really known. Who's helping her? She doesn't know, but she accepts it anyway. And this shows the conflict of her moving through the rest of the story, learning to grow with this help, learning to improve, and being able to follow the strictures and the determinations of what will help her improve. And understanding that if she refuses those things, if she refuses to follow what she's told to do, there's going to be a just punishment. One of the things I really, really like about this book is the fact that the character has a lot of self-doubts that are potentially toxic, but they're justified. It's not like, oh, I'm feeling horrible, woe is me. They're actually justified. And it turns out pretty good. The weakest part of the book is, I think, the resolution. There is a bit of a cliffhanger there. You could put this book down and not have a problem, and you'd be done, and you'd be okay. The other thing I have is something that really bugs me about a lot of books set with medieval technology. You note, she's got a sword. That is not the sword that's described in the book, by the way. Those swords, authors that write with swords quite often don't know anything about them other than they're sharp and pointy and go stabby, stabby, or cutty, cutty. The reality is different swords do different things well. And in this case, she's got a sword that is really historically more of a dagger. And if you're killing monsters, I mean, it kind of sounds like a good excuse in the book, the way they set it up. But by golly, if you're killing monsters, that ain't gonna cut it. So anyway, that's one thing that kind of drags the book down just a little bit, is every time I go through there, and most readers aren't going to deal with this. Most readers are going to go, oh, a sword, great, stabby, stabby, cutty, cutty. It doesn't really matter what kind of sword you use. I would like to see a little bit better. I was initially going to give this 3 teacups. I think I'm going to go with 3.5 because I think the story is probably better than I'm sometimes willing to give it credit for, because I am so picky on details that most people just don't know or don't care if they do know. So anyway, there you go. Warrior of Mist, Reid, 3.5 teacups, which is still a pretty good rating. I would go get a book from the library or go ahead and buy it. It is on both Amazon and Barnes & Noble. And it'll be a great one for the kids. Catch y'all later. Manana.